This is laborious. I know. Does that make Sheila Penny? Oh, Lord. Now, on the plus side, I'm using so little stamina to use this level 1 axe. I should honestly just make a level 2 one. I can, I'm fairly certain. But the tiny amount of stamina I'm using, I can easily regenerate, so I can just keep going at it, but it's going to take me ages to get a reasonable amount of in fact, I am absolutely going to make a better axe. Where would you be? Stone axe, I need 2 plant fibers. Job's a good one. Breaking news, Dapper Dragon has hot take. Dark Souls, not so bad. I have sincerely considered getting the remake of Demon Souls for the PS5 and playing through all games on stream. Wow. And almost as if talking about Demon Souls summoned a literal demon, Italics is raiding. Hello. Also, the person who told me to, or rather convinced me to get Demon Souls. So not as not relevant as my shout-outs for raids usually are. Hello, Retail. Revenge raid is yours. Well, don't you know? I was planning to keep streaming. So who's winning here? It's only revenge if you manage to raid me just as I'm about to wrap up. No. Not revenge. We've got to go until Horde night. I've got like another 2 hours at least. But how are you doing, mate? Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, Raiders! Welcome. You will notice up in the top left that I am actually playing with Sheelab. Sheelab is not talking because Sheelab has still got the plague. And thus, random, completely distracting coughing fits are not a rare occurrence. So we're not playing with comms at the moment, but Sheelab is in fact here. We made it to the Mun. It was really something. I was told that you made it back as well, or was that a lie? Did you make it back from the Mun? And did you make it to the Mun without any shenanigans? Did you make it back without any shenanigans? Inquiring minds must know. We landed on our side. I mean, did anyone get exploded when you landed on your side? Because if not, then you failed successfully. I need to repair my bow. We saved the return trip for later, but we got all of the science we set out for. How is Kerbal in terms of like the campaign, Etal? Because I've been thinking about playing it, but the last time I like properly looked at it didn't have a campaign, and as much as it's quite fun, like a complete sandbox is not as engaging viewing, or certainly it tends to have no end in sight, which kind of puts me off playing. But with the campaign in it, how would you rate Kerbal at this point? Also, we need to get a shout out for Italics. I don't know if Demi's already done this. Even if they haven't, there's a second one. Anyone in chat right now that has not already followed Mr. Italics, you must do so right now. That's his actual name, I am led to understand, thanks to his anecdote about being on hold for a long time. It is addressed as Mr. Italics in real life. Etal wouldn't lie to us. That's his actual name. And he isn't clever enough to make things up while he's telling a story. Mr. Ital confirmed his name. It doesn't have a true campaign, but KSP1 has a sandbox campaign called Career Mode, earning money in signs for new tech tree unlocks. So it does have some proper carrot on a stick. Oh, okay. That would probably be enough to make it feel a little bit less make your own fun, and literally you've got no objective, which does, in my opinion, doesn't make for the best viewing sometimes. It has as much of a campaign as Captain of Industry, I'd say. That's actually a really good comparison, Chuck Ultracon is. That's a good way of putting it, yeah. Oh, Nanny Og, thank you very much, mate. Healthy vibes, Lady Shilab. Wasn't there some like development hell for KSP2? Oh, chillin' Sicilian, thank you very much for the 3 months, buddy. 3rd month, 2nd best month. Diolch yn fawr. And thank you as well to Italics for the resub. 30 months, my lord. Time is flying. On wings of tattered hopes and dreams. Hey, Chargoth, thank you very much, buddy. Diolch yn fawr iawn for the gift sub, mate. But yeah, wasn't there some shenanigans related to the development of KSP2? I was sure at one point, like I remember them talking about like the near future tech that they were looking to have in the game, and not long after that, they seemed to talk about how like funding or publisher pulled out or something along those lines. Like, I thought that the development basically halted, and I stopped paying too much attention. So when news of KSP2 coming out relatively soon started floating around, I was quite shocked, if I'm honest. Need to drop all of that iron off. There we go. Currently trying to make myself a pickaxe so I can better procure the materials for a horde base. But whilst we wait, have I got cobblestone on me? I don't really. I'm going to go grab some cobblestone, and I'm going to start the work on building the horde base. We've got half of a day, 2.5 days, roughly speaking, until horde base time. That's a reasonable amount of time to get some work done. I believe Lady Shialab is either off scavenging cars, or maybe off running some quests. Yeah, I'm super stoked for Robocraft 2, actually. You discovered us from 3 fine fellows. That's it. It appears that one of the 4 fine fellows got forgotten. 'Twas 4 fine fellows, my good twisty one. Table's still out there doing bits and bobs. Obviously, Lathrix is as well. I haven't heard too much of Schmofo, though. I do not know if it's going to be free to play. I'm thinking here should be close enough for an initial horde base. So, I'm going to need some frames, first and foremost. Cobblestone shapes would be ideal, but frames will be the start. We're going to have 50 of these. Isn't Aavak and Lathrix the same person? Oh my lord, don't. We still have people getting confused. It's like, how our accents are nothing alike. The only similarity that our accents have is that we both speak English that isn't allergic to U's or H. We both say herb. And we both spell armor with a U. That's the only similarity between us. Right, let's pop you out. 1, 2, 3, I'll do. You go down there. Yep, definitely same person. Damn it, no, why? We're both dapper, though. Thank you. That's a lovely thing to say. Okay, no. Oh. Demi, just to clarify, you know the bet that's going on about whether I'm going to get infected by Horde Night? Is it by Horde Night, or does it include Horde Night? By Horde Night. Okay. I think, chat, there is a good chance that the believers are going to come out of this on top. Good chance. My stamina, however, is shite. Now, I have to remind myself that there is a gamble on whether I'm going to get infected or not, because I am liable to just lose focus and then just diggy hole and then get nommed on by zombies. So, trying to be at least somewhat aware of my surroundings. I can get infected on Horde Night if I want. Thank you very much. Okay, Shilab. Here's Salios knocked in. But again, thank you so much to Italics for the raid. Welcome, raiders. I hope you had a fantastic stream. And I look forward to catching up on the Kerbal shenanigans when I get some downtime. Now, this is going to be the base of the Horde base. What's my game stage? Game stage is still very low. We shouldn't have too much trouble with this Horde Night. I very much doubt we will. This will effectively be a pit upon which some stilts will be built that will support the combat platform. I'm not even sure that we're going to necessarily need to add any walls to the combat platform. Oh, thanks, Italics, yeah. I've still got a little bit of a tickly cough, which frustratingly mostly shows up when I mention that I feel good. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm basically better. It's like, really? The timing is impeccable. But, yeah, Shilab is still a bit on the rough side. Very much over whatever the infection was, but the cough is lingering and is probably very similar to what I had, which is that coughing whilst we were sick has left, its mark, and that needs to heal on its own. There was a fairly insistent strain of the flu doing the rounds in Scotland during New Year's, which, of course, best time to do it, really. When loads of people are just going to show up in Edinburgh and all be pressed against each other, face to face, chest to chest, tail to tail. A massive, heaving swath of people, much like a zombie horde, really, when you think about it. On in retrospect, I probably should have considered that a likely possibility of going to Hogmanay, but damn it. I'm still not doing the con rounds yet. I need some degree of social connection with random strangers. Alright. Do I really want to be thorough here or not? I do want to be thorough. Though if you're still about, Italics, have you been thinking about playing more 7 Days again lately? Or indeed Project Zomboid? That's another very good survival crafter of the zombie variety. Unfortunately, I have to duck away to sleep, says James the Dabbler, as I have to get up to the grocery shop tomorrow. But good luck. Thank you very much. Wait, what? I mean, I agree I'm not a con man, but why am I not a con man? I mean, I don't understand. What? Psychological cough. Oh, right. It's probably the coughing. Hey there, X-Lantern. How you doing, buddy? Because you're not going to cons. Oh, God damn it. Okay, fair enough. I do want to go back to conventions again. I met some really, really awesome friends the last couple of times I've been out to conventions. But the big issue with conventions, and the thing that stands between me more than something like Hogmanay, is they are indoors. At least Edinburgh Hogmanay had the fact that it was all outdoors going for it. I still got sick, but if we were all in some massive convention center breathing the same air just circulated around this building over and over again, I suspect the instance of people getting sick would have been much higher. Oh, Dutrius, diolch yn fawr iawn, mate. 10 gift subs. Thank you so much, buddy. Ital says, 7 Days to Die is good fun. I just lack a lot of the metagame knowledge. Feels like learning it all over again from scratch, even though I have like 100 hours or something. Well, to be fair, the next update is going to be changing a good number of things, especially in how skill progression works. So it might be a good time to hop back on the train at that point. I have no idea when it's going to be. It's been like soon TM for the last 2 months. So it could literally be tomorrow for all I know. Or it could be in like 2 months' time. I have no solid idea. But the next big update is going to change a lot of stuff, and it would be a very good time to jump in. I need to take a skill point. And cardio would be okay for running around, but pain tolerance, man, nah. Well, nothing here really rings out as a useful thing for me to grab just yet. Other than maybe lockpicking, I guess. But even then. No, I think it's at this point that I actually start needing to put points into the base stat. So I'm going to pop a point into strength. That's going to allow me to get Johnny Newcomb and Main Vein. I'm going to need another point in strength before I can get Athlete. But they will be very much worth grabbing once I can. But the fact that now with the next 2 skill points I can upgrade the quality of tools that I can make, and also the amount of materials I get from harvesting, and the amount of damage I do to blocks will be a very big one. You've been playing the Starbase soundtrack doing Kerbal missions. Damn it. The feels! Oh, man. I still have a couple of dapplings that play actively. Always tempting me to jump back on. I keep up with development news, but it's growing, further and further routine updates at this point. Such a shame. Such a fun game that was. I really, really hoped it would go further than it did, I guess. I'll just say that. Too niche. Too early, I think, ultimately. Got zombies over there. You know what? I'm gonna... Yeah, I imagine the only people left now, as you say, well, I think there's probably two types of people. People who are very focused on the actual gameplay and then the script writing and that sort of thing, and the builders. Like I think the game really attracted a very strong creative crowd. The only reason I never really got grabbed by 7 Days to Die, says El Hazard, is because I've never been a fan of special zombies or the Horde Knights. I'm more a fan of classic zombie type where the danger comes from majority from you screwing up or with how many they are. Yeah, no, I completely understand that. You can turn off zombies entirely, and at that point you've basically just got a survivor crafter with no real threat, I guess, because the environment isn't really threatening here. Icarus is a good survivor crafter where the primary antagonist is the environment. Icarus is very good at that, but there's other reasons why that isn't as the perfect kind of survival game. Project Zomboid, like if you are actually looking for a zombie apocalypse survival crafter, Project Zomboid is probably one of the better ones, yeah. In that it's just, the zombies are uncountably dense and the environment is sufficiently difficult to survive. Especially once power shuts down and you lose access to free flowing water and like refrigerators and such. But yeah, as Al Hazard just said there, it's on my wish list, but not quite the same thing since it's not first person. Yeah. I think a lot of people are drawn to 7 Days for the first person aspect. Hope life has been treating you well. Thank you very much, Dead Exanton. No worries, mate. You've been here long enough. I'm sure many of the people watching are your friends, so talk away. I consider myself one of them. If you ever want to have some people to talk to about some more weighty topics, then, make sure that you're on the Discord. The tea room is a place of quiet reflection, where many an open ear is ready to hear and pass judgment. No. Maybe not the judgment part, except for Duffelfish. Right, let's get some more of this broken down. But I hope things go as well as they can do with your doctor's appointments, mate. Take care of yourself, buddy. There were the Sony online games like H1Z1. They were meh, though. I never played H1Z1. I don't even actually think I saw anyone play it. So I have no idea what that's like. Cataclysm is good, but mechanically complex is a very good way of putting it, but it also suffers from the same thing that Dwarf Fortress does. Its presentation makes it a niche game. The depth of its complexities coupled with its control scheme makes it a niche game. You know, with the right application of mods, you could make Dwarf Fortress look pretty. That is the classic Dwarf Fortress. But you could never really replace its control scheme and the kind of opaqueness of its user interface. And Cataclysm suffers from the same thing. There's an awful lot of information. It's very information dense, and that's hard to present. If you can spend the time getting into Cataclysm, then if you are a particular fan of like single player survival crafting games, and it's probably going to be one of the best ones for you. If you're specifically looking for multiplayer though, well, you know, that's going to be a different problem, but you know what? I'm not going to do that because that's dumb. Especially considering, you know, people have bet on whether I'm going to get infected or not. But who here in chat was around during the Starbase times? And who amongst you still play Starbase? Speak now. I'm going to head back to base, hopefully. Actually, I'm going to go grab my bike first. Hopefully base is going to have the forged iron I need to make a pickaxe, because digging this stone is a pain in the bum. That right there, by the way, is my little base bunker. That is a work in progress. However, it's probably where I'm going to get most of my stone, since I'm already down to the stone layer in there. Okay, there we go. Right. Now then. To make you. Got that. Needs 3 duct tape, 3 leather. Please tell me I've got the duct tape. That's what I'm lacking. I'm gonna cry. Well, actually not too much. We've got a beacon now, so I can easily make more. We've got plenty of glue. I still play on occasions, but stuck on DSP. DSP, Dyson Sphere program. I've only heard of Starbase. Lies. I remember the YouTube videos of Starbase, but I wasn't here doing said times. Starbase times were fun. Never got to play it, but enjoyed you and Etal having a go. It was super fun. I really, really enjoyed the scripting in it. Like, I really enjoyed that. Right, so we've got now everything I need. Iron pickaxe, go. Let's drop everything else off. Dunk. Don't need that egg. Still got plenty of forged iron, which we're going to be able to use to repair many a thing. Let's repair that. In fact, you know what? I'm going to quickly make a bunch more repair kits. I'm sure Sheila would benefit from that as well. The forged iron, though, I will leave behind. We'll go there, pop that up there. Gonna want more forged iron, actually, if we can. I don't think we're going to make the bars. I don't think we have time to. What I would rather do is make a bunch of forged iron equipment for Lady Sheilab. I need to eat more. Factorio session would be great. Well, I mean, that's definitely on the Definitely possible. I was interested in Starbase when it was first announced, but I hadn't heard much from it for a while. I heard of some rumblings of complaints about the direction the devs were taking it. I think it was more that it wasn't enough of a financial success that they wrapped up development effectively. I think that's more the rumblings there. Let's get all that done. That moment when you realize that you have built your stuff in the wrong order and now you can't upgrade things because you're waiting for your pickaxe to finish making before you can repair your hammer so that you can repair the stuffs. Most vexing. I'm going to take out my frustrations by stabbing you in the face. Ow. I'm getting swiped at. Rude. I put on my wish list from the videos. It looked fun. I was never able to play it though. And to be fully honest, my introduction to Aavak's videos came through YouTube's recommended while watching Direwolf20 play Minecraft. Been hooked since. I played the Starbase, but it leans far too much into open world PvP for my liking. But I only really played it for the first 2 weeks or so. Yeah, I don't know what they could have done to improve that. I really don't. I don't know how they could have... Because you kind of needed that ship economy, in a way. It was a shame, though. Let me swap those around, actually. There we go. Right, so that's finished. That can go back up. We can bring this down. There we are. Got everything we need. Let's start upgrading stuff. But yeah, the fact that the strong emphasis on PvP... Well, it wasn't an emphasis, but it was just unrestricted. Outside of the safe zones. And even those people didn't like the idea of safe zones, but I felt that it was necessary. But in an effort to satisfy people that were upset about, you know, losing their stuff, they restricted they expanded safe zones, which then made the PvPers upset. And the problem is that there wasn't really an economy in the game. I feel like, in a way, the game would have benefited from having the economy more fleshed out, because it was very much a placeholder economy. And the people who enjoyed going out and mining, I mean, in a way, you've got to understand that the people buying the minerals that you mine are buying them to replace ships. And they're replacing ships because people are breaking their ships. And so for there to be an economy for miners, there has to be a consumption of the minerals. And there wasn't like a passive consumption. So the PvP was necessary for there to be an economy. You know, people just constantly upgrading their mining rigs will only take you so far. And that will exist. You know, there is a place for that. But it isn't nearly as expansive as I think most of the miners would have wanted it to be, to feel justified in expanding their mining ship. It's like, why bother make a bigger miner if no one's buying what I'm mining with my small miner? I feel that if the game had had a more robust and actually implemented economy, it might have helped a bit. liked player versus player in any game. It feels like they are bullies and griefers to me who just like to hurt and annoy other players for the giggles. Is that only in cases where there are where there is a lack of consent? Or do you feel that way about all PvP games? So, for example, MOBAs or any kind of competitive game where, or in fact, any competitive game, whether it's a game in which the competition is killing someone or whether it's a game where the competition is just simply defeating them. Where do you stand on that, Dasukun? Not against people who choose to compete as the main mechanic. I don't like it when it's non-consensual. Yeah, I thought that might have been where the distaste for it came from, because of the word bullying. I guess in many games I would probably be considered a consensual part of the PvP, even though the PvP is quite often not what I focus on. I tend to focus on industry in most games of that nature. Like in just like traditional fantasy style MMOs, I want to be a crafter. I want to get out there and I want to do stuff and I want to make money on the market. But I consent to the PvP because it creates a kind of risk reward for me. I find it engaging to be in danger and having to pick my routes and learn the safe areas to ply my trade, I guess. But I also, in those kinds of games, benefit from PvP existing because, again, it creates the economy that I'm making money on. Even if you're a miner in EVE, you need someone to want to buy your minerals. And the biggest source of people buying your minerals is people losing ships, or spending ammo, or losing drones. EVE gets around it by creating a quasi-safe zone. Nowhere is ever really safe. It's just they, instead of making it so that there is somewhere that is perfectly safe, they make it so that, given the choice, most PvPers will choose to fight amongst each other. Because ultimately they are guaranteed to lose if they engage someone in high security space. I'm not sure what that sound is. I don't know. But I'm going to go into the house with Sheila for now. And so, you know, miners are generally left alone in high sec, unless someone is just really, as you said, bullies, you know, just bent out of shape over something, or just want to ruin someone's day, or remind people that you're never completely safe. But 9 times out of 10, they will elect to fight someone who is effectively given consent for PvP by going to somewhere which it's lawless. And they might be there, not necessarily out of wanting to be involved in PvP, but they're there because that's where the best ore is. And so, you know, their greed has consented to the PvP, whether or not they expressly consented to fighting. Because they could have just stuck with Empire space. They would have spent a lot more time to get the same quantity of ore, but it would have been possible. So there were options, I guess, is the thing. Oh, you're more than welcome, Derek's Lantern. I will make sure that you get dipped in blue, either after the stream or when one of the Archons notices you, and you'll have full posting permissions on the server then. Yeah, no, exactly. Eve, I feel Eve managed the sort of combat economy well. They made sure that there were lots of people who were going out to the dangerous places to fight by making it worth the effort to do it. Yes, the risks were high, but so were the rewards. If you really didn't want to do it, though, you could just not go there. But that didn't mean you were completely safe. But generally speaking, especially with like big ships and stuff in Empire space, running missions or mining, what have you, it would require a concerted effort and a guaranteed loss for anyone to fight you there and be able to destroy your ships. So outside of things like Hulkageddon, which, you know, we'll put aside, because that's a complicated thing. It isn't just simply bullies. There was a point they were trying to, you know, influence the markets and stuff. But it is more nuanced than just they're just mean. They want to make the people who just want to mine in peace cry. But if someone was really going out of their way to ruin your fun in Empire space, their losses would be substantial. And so it's not really easily sustainable. You know, nowhere is ever completely safe, and there are always going to be some people who are just wired wrong. But by and large, you avoided the issue of people, you know, just kind of bashing on people who didn't want to partake in PvP by making it, making a much more path of less resistance to just fight amongst other people who did consent. And that kind of, it offered, a kind of self-policing in a way. The bigger corps are constantly yanking people in high sec. High sec, that isn't true. There may have been some specific areas where that was the case, and some very specific reasons for it. You know, because, again, you know, just because there's a police presence doesn't mean that criminals are not going to stake out somewhere in the middle of a city as their turf. I played Eve for years and years and years, and eventually I lived in wormhole space because that was my preferred place. I did the whole low sec, I did the whole null sec, I did high sec mining and industry, I did a lot of industry. In fact, my Eve, like, towards the end, I had, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of plex just through trading, passive trading and trading wormhole stuff. But most of it was just ultra lazy trading. You know, I would buy battleships cheap and I would sell them immediately or wherever I got sold them with, you know, I wasn't even hauling. I was just buying wherever someone sold it to me and immediately putting it back up on the market and just waiting until someone eventually bought it for a massive premium. I played a lot of Eve. A lot of Eve. So, you know, again, whilst I'm not saying that there weren't corporations that were ganking certain areas of high sec. Like I said, you know, just because there are police there doesn't mean there isn't going to be some sort of crime syndicate that stakes out turf inside kind of the central area of a city. Despite the fact that, you know, there are literally police here, the crime shouldn't be a grave concern for people, but, you know, it's going to happen. Some of it more overt than others, but it wasn't the norm. It may have changed in the last 1 or 2 years, maybe, or well, to be honest, the last 3 or 4 years, because I haven't played in that time. But I think we may have some interested zombies. Can I turn this off? I'm going to. I'm also going to grab some food. I think they're just wandering past. No? Okay. There. Okay, Sheila, I'm going to open the door. Let me know if you're ready. Okay. Thank you. Done. Aavak, I played Eve some years ago. I was in Omega in 2008. I had a head injury at work. I was in the ICU for 7 days as I had a head injury at work. Lost memories. Had to relearn math. Oh, wow. That was a hell of a head injury then, Snowmech. When I went back to Eve, I had been kicked out of my corp because I missed an op while I was in the emergency room ICU. I gave up Eve after that. I can understand it, yeah. I mean, personally, I would have just given up on that corp, but I get that. Some people played Eve like it was a job and expected everyone else there to play Eve like it was a job.